Aging is not about slowing down, it's about moving smarter. But what if some of the exercises you've been doing for years are secretly working against you? What if they're weakening your heart instead of strengthening it, damaging your joints instead of protecting them, and even increasing the risk of a fatal fall? The truth is, after 70, certain exercises that were once beneficial can turn into silent killers. And unfortunately, many seniors continue these dangerous movements, unaware of the harm they cause. Think about it. Our bodies aren't the same at 70 as they were at 30. The muscles, bones, and cardiovascular system all undergo changes. What once made you stronger could now be putting your life at risk. And yet, no one warns us. No one tells us that the treadmill we used to love might now be causing microfractures in our bones, or that lifting heavy weights could lead to a fatal heart strain. Dr. Walter Bortz, a leading researcher on aging at Stanford, once said, "Exercise is a celebration of what your body can do, but knowing its limits is the key to longevity." And that's exactly what we need to understand. It's not about stopping movement altogether. It's about avoiding exercises that could send you to the hospital. Many seniors believe that if they've been doing an exercise for decades, it must still be good for them. But that's a dangerous mindset. Would you still drive a car the same way at 70 as you did at 25? Of course not, because reflexes change, reaction times slow, and one wrong move could be devastating. Your body follows the same principle. Imagine this. A 72-year-old man, let's call him Robert, had been jogging every morning for over 40 years. One day, during his usual run, he suddenly collapsed. No warning, no sign of illness, just gone. The doctors later discovered that years of high-impact exercise had silently weakened his heart, and that one final push was enough to trigger a fatal cardiac event. This is not meant to scare you. It's meant to protect you. There's a fine line between staying active and pushing your body past its limit. And in this video, we'll uncover the 7 exercises you must stop doing immediately if you want to live longer, feel stronger, and protect your body from unnecessary harm. Exercise is the key to a long, independent life, but only when done correctly. The problem is, many seniors unknowingly perform high-risk exercises that do more harm than good. And the scariest part, you won't always feel the damage right away. It builds up silently, like a crack in a dam, until one day, the dam breaks. Now, imagine this. You're at the gym, watching a 30-year-old bench press 200 pounds. He finishes his set, stands up, and walks away without a second thought. Now picture a 72-year-old man trying the same thing. His muscles are weaker, his bones aren't as dense, and his joints don't have the same lubrication they once did. One wrong lift, and his shoulder dislocates, or worse, he suffers a spinal injury that leaves him bedridden. This isn't just a hypothetical situation. It's a real and growing problem. According to a study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity, nearly 40% of exercise-related injuries in seniors come from strength training gone wrong. Lifting heavy weights isn't just about muscle strength. It puts immense pressure on your joints, tendons, and even your heart. Dr. Michael Joyner, a leading physiologist at the Mayo Clinic, once said, "The heart has a limit. You can push it to a point, but after that, you're playing with fire." This is exactly why intense strength training can be dangerous. Lifting heavy weights after 70 can cause a sudden spike in blood pressure, leading to a stroke or even heart failure. But strength training isn't the only danger. There's another seemingly innocent exercise that could be cutting years off your life. Jogging. Yes, jogging. It might sound shocking, but long-distance running after 70 can be a silent killer. Here's why. Your joints aren't built for it anymore. As we age, cartilage naturally thins, making knees, hips, and ankles more prone to injury. Jogging puts 5 times your body weight worth of pressure on your knees with each step. A person weighing 150 pounds puts 750 pounds of force on their knees every single time they land. Imagine what that does to already weakened joints. Your heart may not keep up. In your 30s and 40s, running builds endurance. But in your 70s, intense cardio can put too much strain on an aging heart, increasing the risk of arrhythmia or sudden cardiac arrest. This isn't just a theory. Studies show that older marathon runners are at a higher risk of heart attacks than younger ones. Falls become fatal. At 25, tripping while jogging means a scraped knee. At 70, it can mean a broken hip, and for many seniors, a hip fracture drastically increases the risk of death within a year. The statistics are terrifying. 1 in 3 seniors over 70 who break a hip never fully recover. Think about it. How many times have you seen an older person walking with a cane after a fall? It starts with one wrong step, one miscalculated movement, and life is never the same again. Then there's sit-ups and crunches, a classic exercise that needs to disappear from your routine immediately. While they might have been a staple in your younger days, now they pose a serious risk to your spine. Here's what happens when you do a sit-up at 70. The lower back gets crushed, leading to chronic pain and even herniated discs. The neck and spine strain, increasing the risk of nerve damage. The abdominal pressure skyrockets, which can lead to dangerous blood pressure spikes in older adults. A study from Harvard Medical School even found that traditional sit-ups are one of the leading causes of spinal injuries in seniors. Dr. Stuart McGill, a renowned spine specialist, has stated, repeated spinal flexion exercises like sit-ups put immense pressure on the discs, leading to long-term damage. Now let's talk about a lesser-known, yet incredibly dangerous exercise for older adults, deep squats and lunges. Squats and lunges might seem like great lower body exercises, but after 70, they increase the risk of knee damage and falls exponentially. Why? Because these movements put extreme pressure on the knee joints, which have already lost much of their protective cartilage. Think about it this way. Your knees are like car tires. After years of wear and tear, the treads start to wear out. Squats and lunges are like slamming the brakes over and over on worn-out tires. Eventually, something gives out, and when it does, it's painful, debilitating, and often permanent. So, what does this all mean? It means that certain exercises, the ones you once trusted, can silently lead you toward disaster. They might feel fine now, but the damage accumulates over time until it's too late. The good news? There are safer, smarter alternatives that keep you strong without putting you at risk. But before we talk about what to do instead, we need to go deeper into the hidden dangers that no one talks about. Exercises that don't just cause injuries, but increase your risk of death. Some dangers in life are obvious: slipping on ice, crossing a busy street, or handling sharp objects. But some dangers are hidden, silently working against you every single day. And when it comes to exercise after 70, some movements are like a ticking time bomb. They feel fine at first, but the long-term effects can lead to chronic pain, severe injuries, or even sudden medical emergencies. Have you ever heard someone say, "I was fine yesterday, and today I can barely move"? That's how these exercises work. The damage builds up quietly, and then, all at once, something gives out. One of the worst culprits? Jumping exercises. Think about exercises like jump squats, box jumps, or even jumping rope. These high-impact movements put an extreme amount of stress on the body, especially on aging bones, weakened joints, and an already vulnerable cardiovascular system. The shocking truth? Your bones are not the same as they used to be. Osteoporosis, the gradual weakening of bones, affects nearly 50% of people over 70, and you might not even know you have it. There are no obvious symptoms until you suffer a sudden fracture from something as simple as landing wrong after a jump. Dr. Robert Marcus, a leading osteoporosis researcher, once said, "Most seniors don't break their bones because they fall. They fall because their bones have already broken." That means a single wrong landing, one bad jump, can lead to a hip fracture, a spine injury, or a shattered ankle. And here's where it gets truly terrifying. 20% of seniors who suffer a hip fracture die within a year. 30% never walk unassisted again. 50% lose their independence completely. Now ask yourself, is that one jump worth it? But jumping isn't the only silent killer in exercise. There's another common movement that can put you in a life-threatening situation almost instantly: overhead presses and heavy shoulder exercises. At first glance, lifting weights overhead might seem harmless. After all, you're just raising your arms, right? Wrong. When you push weight over your head, whether it's dumbbells, barbells, or even a heavy grocery bag, you're putting enormous stress on your shoulder joints, neck, and even your heart. Blood pressure. Spikes lifting heavy weights overhead causes sudden and severe increases in blood pressure, which can lead to a stroke or heart attack mid-exercise. Many seniors don't realize they have hidden hypertension, making these movements especially dangerous. Rotator cuff injuries. The rotator cuff, a group of small, delicate muscles in the shoulder, becomes far more vulnerable with age. A single mistake can cause a tear that takes months or even years to heal. Instant loss of balance. Raising heavy weights overhead shifts your center of gravity, and with age, balance naturally declines. One moment of dizziness, one slight misstep, and you're on the ground with a serious head injury or broken bones. And speaking of dangerous balance shifts, let's talk about treadmills. Now, walking is one of the best exercises for seniors, but using a treadmill after 70? That's a different story. Treadmills create a false sense of security. It feels like you're in control, but in reality, you're at the mercy of a moving belt that never stops. One small stumble, and you're thrown off in a split second. Here's a shocking statistic. Emergency room visits due to treadmill injuries spike in adults over 65, with many of them involving severe head trauma or fractures. Think about it. On a treadmill, you don't have natural terrain to adjust to. There are no slight dips or bumps like on a normal walking path. That means your body isn't using the same stabilizing muscles, making you more prone to falling when you step off the machine. And here's the final, most unexpected danger of all: holding onto gym equipment while walking or using a stair stepper. It seems like a safety precaution, holding the rails on a treadmill or stair machine. But what if I told you that it actually increases your risk of falling? Here's why. It tricks your brain. Holding on gives you an artificial sense of balance. The moment you let go, your body isn't prepared for the change, making you more likely to fall in real-life situations. It weakens stabilizing muscles. When you rely on handles, you're not engaging your core or leg muscles properly. Over time, this leads to weaker stability and more falls outside the gym. It strains your shoulders and back. Many seniors unknowingly pull themselves forward on stair climbers or treadmills, putting unnatural stress on their spine and leading to chronic pain. The final thought: your body is not the same, so your exercises shouldn't be. Either the truth is, aging isn't about stopping movement, it's about moving smarter. The exercises you did at 40 aren't the same ones that will keep you strong at 70. The body changes, and if you don't change with it, you might be setting yourself up for serious injuries, permanent disability, or even worse, an exercise that takes your life. But there's good news. There are better ways to stay active without putting yourself in danger. And in the next section, we'll talk about the exercises you should be doing instead, the ones that will keep you strong, independent, and full of energy without the hidden risks that could cost you everything. Aging is not about stopping movement. It's about moving smarter. The exercises you did in your 30s and 40s may have built strength back then, but after 70, they can do more harm than good. The good news? There are exercises that will keep you strong, mobile, and independent for years to come, without the life-threatening risks. Let's talk about the right way to move your body so you can enjoy longer life, fewer injuries, and more energy every single day. 1. Strength training. Without the risk. Strength training is one of the best ways to fight muscle loss, bone weakening, and joint stiffness. But after 70, the key is to train intelligently, not aggressively. Instead of heavy weightlifting, switch to resistance bands, body weight exercises, or lighter dumbbells. Why? Because they protect your joints, build strength gradually, and reduce the risk of sudden injuries. Dr. Wayne Westcott, a researcher on aging and fitness, once said, "After 70, strength training should be less about lifting the heaviest weights and more about preserving muscle without harming joints." The goal is mobility, not exhaustion. So what should you focus on? Simple, controlled movements, like seated leg lifts instead of high-impact jumps, wall push-ups instead of heavy bench presses, gentle resistance, band pulls instead of overhead weightlifting. These exercises keep you strong without putting your body in danger. 2. Balance training, your secret weapon against falls. Here's a fact that's hard to ignore. 1 in 4 people over 65 will suffer a serious fall this year, and for many, it will be life-changing. Why? Because balance naturally declines with age, and if you don't train it, you lose it. Instead of treadmill walking or stair climbers, which can actually increase your risk of falls, try gentle, stabilizing exercises like heel-to-toe walking, like walking on a tightrope. Standing on one leg for a few seconds at a time, chair-assisted squats to strengthen leg muscles safely. These exercises train your body to stay upright in real-life situations, preventing the kind of falls that lead to broken hips, hospital stays, and permanent disability. 3. Heart healthy. Cardio, without the risk of overexertion. Your heart is a muscle. It needs exercise just like the rest of your body. But high-intensity workouts, like running, jumping, or high-speed cycling, can put too much strain on an aging heart. A better alternative? Low-impact heart-healthy activities that keep your cardiovascular system strong without the risk of overexertion. The best options include brisk walking on even terrain, not treadmills, swimming or water aerobics, gentle on joints, great for heart health, cycling on a stationary bike at a moderate pace. These exercises keep your heart strong without pushing it to dangerous levels, reducing your risk of sudden heart complications while still improving endurance. 4. Flexibility and mobility, the key to staying active for life. Most people don't think about stretching until they start feeling stiff, slow, or achy. But flexibility training is what allows you to move freely, reach for things, and get out of bed without pain. Simple, daily stretching exercises can prevent stiffness, improve posture, and reduce back and joint pain. Try these. Gentle neck stretches to relieve tension, seated spinal twists for a healthier back, leg stretches using a chair for support. These movements increase blood flow, keep muscles loose, and help prevent injuries that come from stiff, immobile joints. Final thoughts. Exercise to live, not to suffer. At 70, your goal isn't to break records. It's to stay strong, independent, and pain-free for as long as possible. The wrong exercises can take years off your life, but the right ones can add years of strength, movement, and energy. So remember, you don't need to stop exercising. You just need to start exercising smarter. Choose safe, effective movements that support your body, protect your heart, and keep you mobile. Your future self will thank you for it. If this information helped you, don't forget to share it with someone who needs it. Let's help more people age with strength and confidence.